The 2022 Formula One season has seen the end of the Mercedes' 8-year dominance in the Constructors Championship. With the new regulations in place, it's proven difficult for Mercedes to build a winning car this season. Having come to terms with the reality that it would be hard for them to even finish P2 in the Constructors Championship, they shifted their focus to the 2023 car, the W14. How does the 2023 car look? Is it different from the W13? Today, we're going to take a look at how insane Mercedes' 2023 car looks. To begin, let's look at the 2022 car, the W13, and the challenges that it has had this season. The W13 is the worst car the Silver Arrows have ever had since the Turbo era in 2014, as its design has experienced unpredictable swings since the start of 2022. Lewis Hamilton counts it as one of the worst cars that he's ever driven. Mercedes has had a porpoising issue that prevented them from understanding the real problems with the W13. They've been the third fastest in most races behind Red Bull and Ferrari, with the car's straight-line speed being a challenge, as was clearly seen at Austin, where Verstappen passed Hamilton easily with the open DRS. The car's rear suspension prevented it from running at the optimal ride height without bouncing, which resulted in poor ride quality. At several instances, the car was bottoming out badly, but its rear height was raised, resulting in the production of insufficient downforce. We've had the porpoising issues, we've had the ride issues, we've had the car touching the ground and damaging the floor. We have had so many different issues. Mercedes driver George Russell said, "The car has had serious tire warm-up issues several times because of the poor ride quality, lower road and less stability. Mercedes ought to improve the car's raw pace, especially in qualifying, if they want to maintain their tire preservation throughout a race that's been very good." What do you think about the W13 and its performance this season? What can be done to the car in order for it to be competitive in 2023? Share your thoughts in the comment section below. Next, Mercedes has found from W13 that they're making the necessary tweaks for the W14. After realizing that the solution found for the porpoising issue wasn't enough to salvage the season, Mercedes directed their attention to the 2023 car. With the new aerodynamic testing allowance limits and the cost cap, it became difficult for the Silver Arrows to make entire car concept changes this season in order to get quicker results, leaving them no choice but to wait till 2023 for the proper change. Mike Elliott, Mercedes' technical director, described the W13 as the most troublesome car that they have ever built. However, he said that they're using it as an ideal learning tool in building the W14 since it helps them understand where they went wrong so that they know what they can do to improve the next year's car. Despite rumors that Mercedes will borrow some concepts from Red Bull's RB18 car, Elliott said that they will retain the current design philosophy. Obviously, we're well into next year's car at the moment. I think in terms of trying to predict what sort of lap time you'll need to find, it's quite difficult. I think that there are races this year when we've been pretty close. In fact, our race performance has been pretty decent at a number of races, and there have been races where we're somewhere away. And I think that what we've been trying to do is understand that, and I think we do understand now. We know what we need to put right. So, you're then looking to say, once you put it right, how much performance do you need to find? And I'm obviously not going to give you a number because that would give a lot away, but I think it's within the bounds of what's possible to find. So I think we've got to work diligently hard over the winter, but hopefully we can get ourselves back into the position where we're fighting right at the front, Elliott told the presses. With all of these lessons, do you think Mercedes will build a competitive car next year? Let us know in the comment section down below. Moving on, the W14 has a changed DNA. As team boss Toto Wolff has hinted, the W14's fundamental principles will be thoroughly scrutinized. Even though the car's bodywork might not look that different, its components will be more evolved. Mercedes is looking at different aspects of the car, such as weight distribution and chassis. It's quite difficult to say what a concept is. Is it the chassis in its current shape, the weight distribution? Is it where you put the mechanical and aero balance into the bodywork concept? All of these different pillars of the car, it could be some of them go, some of them stay. That's what we're looking at. Wolff said, these changes will cover the car's architecture, that is, its suspension and underfloor. Wolff revealed that we're going to see a whole different car on the grid in 2023. I think the DNA of the car is really going to change for next year, and that's clear. Wolff said, it doesn't necessarily mean that the bodywork is going to look very different, but certainly what is part of the DNA of the car will change for next year. He added, At Austin, we witnessed the introduction of a new aero package that included modified floor fences, an altered floor edge, and an improved front wing. Since then, Mercedes has been closing in on their rivals, with them dominating the Brazilian Grand Prix, where George Russell won and Hamilton finished second. Following that, Mercedes are using the wind tunnel time advantage to build a good car for 2023. Mercedes will have a 25% more wind tunnel time advantage than Red Bull in 2023. As a result of finishing third in the Constructors Championship and Red Bull's penalty for breaching last year's cost cap, the penalty saw Red Bull suffer a 10% reduction in their wind tunnel time as part of F1's aerodynamic testing restrictions. Teams that finish lower in the standings have more wind tunnel time, giving Mercedes an added advantage in developing the W14 compared to the Red Bull and Ferrari. Wolff, while talking about the tunnel time advantage, said that it will have an impact such as giving their 2023 car more speed and power. The Silver Arrows are hoping to utilize their time in the wind tunnels the best that they can. From that point, it was a significant disadvantage so far because all of 2021 we were leading team, and then we won the Constructors Championship. So all of the first half of 2022, we had 7% less wind tunnel time than the 18 months before Red Bull, and much less than Ferrari. Now that it swings the other way around, compared to Red Bull, we're going to have 14% more if we finish third. So that, over time, is exactly what regulations were designed for. To give us the potential to eke advantage out and claw it back, Wolff said. Could this be an opportunity for Mercedes and Hamilton to get back to their winning ways in 2023? Next up, the 2023 car has an improved front wing. Mercedes debuted their new front wing at the Mexican Grand Prix, following extensive modifications to ensure compliance. At Austin, we saw the first version of this updated front wing, only for it to be declared illegal. The front wing introduced at Mexico followed an outwash philosophy, which involves trying to separate the outgoing turbulence from the underlying flow that's directed to the Venturi tunnels so as to improve the car's pace. The wing was accompanied by a modification at the level of the leading edge and side barge boards to make them functional for the 2023 car concept. All these minor aerodynamic developments cannot be underestimated, as they are a sign of what the W14 will look like. The W14 might borrow from the Red Bull RB18 car, which has sloping side pods and a front part similar to Mercedes' recent car, as indicated by the general layout of the W14's development project. Will the zero side pod design remain? The W13's design stands out for its no side pod concept. When it was revealed in Bahrain during pre-testing, it left many surprised as it seemed revolutionary. However, the design had no advantage in terms of pure performance during the season. Wolff said this about the design. We're really proud of what we have achieved in terms of concept, but now we need to make it go fast. It's a development direction that we like, and now it's turning the car even. The car's irregular behavior and downforce issues were associated with the absence of side pods, but the team's engineers traced the challenges to a feature on the car's floor. There are speculations that the W14 might have side pods like the rest of the cars in the grid next year. However, Mercedes' trackside engineer Andrew Shovlin said that they were yet to decide about that, as he wasn't convinced that changing the design will increase the car's pace. Russell, while talking about the upgrades, said, "I think nothing is off the table. For sure, we've got a pretty unique design with the side pods. It's not off the cards that we'll continue with that design, but it's equally not off the cards that we will completely change philosophy. But ultimately, whether we have the west side pods or the narrow side pods, that isn't the performance differentiator. There is more to it." Despite all of these uncertainties, one thing is sure. The 2023 car will be better than the problematic 2022 car. Are you as confused as I am on whether Mercedes will retain the zero side pod design in 2023, or will they do away with it? Share your thoughts in the comment section below. Well guys, that marks the end of our video for today. I hope you really liked it. Just like Mercedes, who plans to make a comeback in 2023, make sure you make a comeback to our channel for more amazing F1 content by hitting that subscribe button. Till next time, cheers!